mate. So tell us about Players Club.
Yeah, Players Club, it's myself, Chad Townsend and Valentine Holmes. We love, I guess, playing golf and on the golf course a lot, talking about starting a brand and a bit of a community up there for all the golf lovers. And we ended up just deciding to, jump into it and have a crack. Golf brand, it's got some tees, a few hats, and it's been pretty fun, it's been enjoyable. We've built a pretty good community. We've got a Facebook page with all of our members. We might have 180 members. So like we always talk in that Facebook page, and I guess we just built a golf community up there, and I guess a bit of interest for us. And other than talking footy to blokes, we can talk a bit of golf and a bit more interesting for us. We probably get sick of talking footy every day, so we're having a pretty fun time doing it. Yeah, so we started it 2022. Didn't release our first drop until 2023, but we brought the brand in 2022 and getting out all the feelers out there on social medias and stuff. And then golf day, it was a massive hit. 120 players we had. Was 4-ball Ambros, and it was awesome. It was just a big day. We got there about 8:30 in the morning, didn't leave till 10 p.m. and a lot of great prizes, a lot of great sponsors jumped on board for us up there, and it was just a great day. I think they had 20 of the boys played, including Toddy, a couple of the coaches, and then the rest were all the community up there, and a few blokes flew in from out of region to come play it, so great day. We've got a website and an Instagram page, Players Golf Club. We're actually releasing our summer drop start of December, so we got a few more polos, a couple more t-shirts, a bucket hat. So just on our social media, Players Golf Club, and our website's in the link there. You don't have to be a member, but we have a membership pack in there, which that's what gets you on the Facebook page. First shot at all of our collections, the golf day. We throw in a couple of discounts there as well, and then we do 4 a year for members giveaway. And this pack was mine. Signed pair of boots from myself, a jersey from the team signed, a night's accommodation at the Ville, and 2 tickets to any 2024 games. So some pretty cool packages there.
It's been an incredible journey. It's been fantastic to watch, but as we know, it's not all highs, is it? You go through the highs and lows, and you've been through it all. You've always played up a couple of grades, I remember that. What was that feeling like when you reached that day that you knew you'd signed with probably the most professional club in the country?
Probably the start of that year, I was only playing SG ball up here and hadn't found myself in too many rep teams or anything, and I wasn't playing that good of footy in SG ball as well. So I was at kind of a bit of a crossroads whether I guess I'm good enough to make the NRL, and I always wanted to, but I kind of was getting the feeling I'm not too sure if I was good enough. But then just through that year playing school footy gave me a lot of confidence. Going down, I made CHS on the bench, and then finally I got picked in the grand final to start in the halves. From that moment on I got man of the match in the final, and then I remember walking up to the stadium, mum and dad, after the game, and 2 Melbourne Storm recruitment officers were there. I was pretty shocked, but quite happy, I had someone after me. And then after getting picked in the Australian schoolboys, a few more clubs were after me, and then three Sydney clubs and then Melbourne. And I was still in year 12 making my decision, and kind of just thought, if I'm gonna give this a crack, I think Melbourne's the best option for me to go down there with the big 3 and Craig Bellamy. And I truly believe if I didn't go down there, I don't think I'd be in the position I am today. That club helped me out a lot. Thought I knew rugby league, and then I went down there and found out very quickly that I didn't know anything about the game. And there's just so much they taught me. And I guess when you're rubbing shoulders with the big 3 and getting advice of Craig Bellamy, you take it all in, and it was the best thing for me. I'm a massive rugby league fan, and I was a fan down there, and I was training with him, and I was just a massive fan of rubbing shoulders with those guys. So that was pretty cool. I remember when Billy retired, there was myself, Jerome, and Paps. Jerome was still playing fullback at the time, and so there was three of us, I guess, fighting for the fullback position. And I went in there just thinking that I wanted to, make that position my own. I got to play 1 game in 2018 for him, and against Penrith in the last round. Last round, and once I played that game, I obviously just wanted way more, action in the NRL arena, and went into that pre-season, training pretty well, and more times than not, I was training on the NRL team, and so it was a good chance of starting there. I was actually in Brisbane on Wednesday night for the Queensland Rugby League Awards because I was playing Q Cup, and I get a call from Frank Panisi during the awards, and I had to go outside, and he said, I was going to stay up there for just until Saturday and play for East. He rang me and goes, "You're flying out early Thursday morning, you're going to be 18th man." I was like, I was kind of like, far out, because I'm going to have to fly back to Brisbane to play the night after. I went down there, I walked in Thursday morning. I've had Macca's for brekkie, I've been up since 4:30. Walk into the Storm facility and I see Adam O'Brien and I just look dreadful and he just goes, "You better sharpen up, you're a chance of playing now." And I was rattled. I was like, "What do you mean?" Anyway, I walk into the shed and Brodie Croft had played lawn bowls the day before and burst his knee, and his knee was massive. So I was like, righto. So kind of, Craig come and spoke to me, trained, went back home, and then I was living with Crofty at the time. He had a fitness test the morning of the game, and Mum and Dad actually were flying back from England. Josh just played the Challenge Cup final and won it. So they were overseas still and they were flying back the morning of the game. So I rang them and said, I'm a chance of playing, but I'm not too sure yet. So they booked flights from Newcastle to Melbourne, hadn't even landed in Sydney yet. Crofty went and did his fitness test about 9, come home, and I'm sussing him out, thinking, please be out so I can play a game. And then he'd come back and goes, I've got a fitness test at 12 again. Yeah, the game's at 8:30 or 8 o'clock, and so he went for another. I rang Mum and Dad and said, I'm not too sure. They had landed in Sydney, drove home, dropped their stuff off. They didn't even know if I was playing yet, but they just started driving to Newcastle. Osha, my wife, she was in Foster at Smiths Lake, so she couldn't even come. Crofty went and did a fitness test at 12. I remember I'm sitting there playing Fortnite on the PlayStation, and Craig rings me and goes, "You're playing." So he goes, "You just kind of just told me to focus on a few things." He goes, "You got 8 hours to get ready." So yeah, I found out 8 hours before I played. So I only had Mum and Dad down there, which is a little bit disappointing, I guess. I would have liked to have obviously Osha and my mates and stuff, but yeah, look, I was happy that I was playing, and a bit ironic that I was playing against a team, debut against a team that I always won the debut for, the Panthers. So a little bit ironic there, and yeah, so Mum and Dad come down. It was a pretty weird story for my debut, but I think it's better than finding out the whole week before and playing the game over and over. Yeah, I'll just jump back on Fortnite, I think, for a couple more hours. I remember doing my peck. I was only playing 60 minutes in the trial against the Cowboys, and it was the 58th minute, and it was last tackle, and Crofty came around the short side to kick it, and I dummied to him and jumped out left and grabbed it for myself. Jordan Kahu just got it up in front of the in-goal, and as I've gone to tackle and to flip him over the in-goal, my arm got stuck and I just felt like a rubber band snap. And I was straight away, I've never had like a major injury, and straight away I knew something was wrong. My pec just dropped, and yeah, it was quite shattering. I believed that I was going to be playing that round 1 team, and I was a 21-year-old kid, and I felt like my dream was over for a little bit. Had 13 weeks doing rehab, watching Melbourne play, and wishing I was out there. And yeah, I ended up become third string fullback. Jerome started there, and Paps ended up making his own. Jerome moved in the halves, and yeah, I knew I had to find a new home. And Paul Green called me up after my first game back from Q Cup and asked if I'd go up there, and I was a bit unsure about Townsville at the time. I've only been there once and didn't see too much, and I thought it's going to be a different lifestyle, but I thought it was my dreams to play NRL, and this is the club that's chasing me. So I remember ringing Craig. I was very nervous asking for a release. My manager made me ring him and say, "You're going to ask for a release," and he didn't answer the first time, and I was filthy because I built the courage up. And then about 5 minutes later, he rang me back, and I told him, and he was very good. He kind of said that they do what they can to let me go, because he understands how far down the pecking order I was, and I guess he saw the ability I had, and he told me that I was probably too good to play Q Cup. So yeah, look, I'm forever grateful for Melbourne to finding someone else to replace me so I could go in their top 30 spot. It was just in that June area where you got to have your top 30 done. So forever grateful for that club to let me go out to Melbourne, and as you said, my life changed forever. And yeah, it's been a very enjoyable ride up there. First 2 years were terrible. Another roller coaster. We weren't winning games, struggling.
So you're mostly playing the halves during that time?
Yeah, I was playing 5'8" the whole time. I played fullback the first 11 games.
Obviously playing creatively well. Defensively,
struggled a bit.
Arguably struggling at times, and perhaps a little bit inconsistent. Would that be fair?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I was finding out how hard NRL is week in, week out. One game here and there is a lot easier than 11 or 12 games in a row, especially at a 21, 22-year-old. It takes a lot on the body. It's a lot to take, and yeah, I was definitely struggling here at some games. I had all the attacking-wise, my stats were fine, but yeah, defensively I was struggling a bit, and my first 2 full seasons we were struggling massively.
Yeah. And then you get a new coach, and he sends a message out behind the scenes that he wants new halves and he wants structured halves.
Yeah.
Which you wouldn't say that you fit that mould. So there's a bit of a murmur, I suppose, that you're a little bit on the outer there, and he goes into the market for structured halves, and he ends up with Tommy Dearden and Chad Townsend come to the club. how did that interaction, play out from your end?
Yeah, it was a little bit strange. I guess once they signed him, the club took me to dinner and told me that they still wanted me at the club and still see me in their team. I had to fight for the position, and I was back myself just to at the time to still be in the best 17, and then it was actually probably my own fault. I got injured in the Christmas break. And I come back and couldn't train for about a month and a half, and I didn't start round one in the team just due to I couldn't train with the boys, and let's have a little roller coaster ride there.
Was that 2022?
Yeah, 22. Started 2022.
You didn't start that season.
No.
You got the new coach, and you actually didn't play for the first 5 rounds.
First 4 rounds. 4 rounds.
Yeah, so
I was only a man.
how did you react to that? Because some players kick stones, some people just go and it makes them more determined.
Yep, I think I kind of looked at it out in Toddy's perspective, and I guess what he'd wanted to see from me. You don't want to see blokes kicking stones and unhappy and a bit dirty. I guess you want to see him come in and still try and get better, still get around the team, still be happy around the boys, and just still bring the same energy that I always had. So yeah, that's just the way I went about it. I guess I was dirty that I wasn't playing, but at the same time I understood that partially it was my fault, so couldn't be too dirty. The boys are killing it.
Playing better and defensively they changed some structures around, and so we're getting better results. You come back into the side with an opportunity through injury, and you go to fullback where you played the previous 2 seasons most of the games in the halves.
Yep.
You take your opportunity, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah, it is. Once round 5 against Warriors at Redcliffe, Hamaso got injured round 4, so Toddy took me to the brekkie and said, do you want to play fullback or not? And I was like, yeah, I'm keen to play fullback, mate. I'm keen to be in the team. And I think Hamaso maybe out for like 3 or 4 weeks, so I kind of thought I had that long to prove that I'm worthy of the starting team. And yeah, I was playing my best footy. Started playing my best footy. Bit of a kick up the backside, I guess. Got more real about footy, and yeah, started to enjoy it. And also, our team was playing really well, and it's easy to play really well in a team that's playing well. So that helped me a lot too.
Yeah, so you've had, on the back of that, now you've had back-to-back 2 incredible seasons, culminating in the reward of the major award you picked up at the club this year, and also, Freddie rewarding you with that Blues jersey for going through. How did that make you feel, and how was that experience for you?
Getting caught in the squad to be 18th man, I was stoked. I remember I was actually sitting there reading my daughter a book, and a random number called me, and I don't normally answer random numbers. And I was like, I might answer this one. I don't know who it would be, but I'll give it an answer. And it turned out to be the New South Wales call up into the squad, and had to pack my bags, and I was leaving that afternoon. So it's a bit of a crazy ride, but yeah, I was so happy to go down there, and 10 days, best 10 days in camp I've had ever in my life. I love New South Wales, I love the Blues, and to be around guys in that squad, and just to be in the environment, get my name. I know I was only a number 18, but just to have Drinkwater on the back of a New South Wales jersey meant a lot to myself. And yeah, look, I know I didn't get on, but it was honestly the best experience I've ever had in my life.
And going back to the back end of 22, after that incredible season where you forced your way to the side of fullback, you had a great season. That off season, to me, you essentially went and organised your life then, right?
Yep.
So you went to America, had an epic holiday, you got engaged to your childhood sweetheart, Osha. What else happened? You got a new contract.
Bought a new house.
Right, bought a new house.
Osha got pregnant.
It's just all happening.
Everything happened in 2022.
Yeah. And you've backed it up this year. So recently, obviously, Lila came into your life in the middle of the year.
April, yep.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. We were pretty obviously unsure what to expect. Yeah, it was pretty cool that we have a baby now, a 6-month daughter at the moment. And yeah, when she was born, I remember when she was born actually, we did a elective C-section because I was being suspended for 3 rounds, and we were going to New Zealand when I was back, and Osha wasn't too keen on me going. Lila was kind of due around it, so we opted to get elective C-section, and she was born on Tuesday night, and Thursday morning I was jetting off to New Zealand for 4 days. So you can imagine how happy Osha was. I felt like I had to go. I've been suspended for 3 games, and we weren't, we hadn't won too many games during the start of the year, so I felt like I had to go over there, and that's my job. So sometimes that happens in rugby league. Mitch Moses wasn't even there for the berth. He was playing the prelim against us. So I think I was still lucky to be there for the berth, and the greatest moment in life. And I guess when you see the baby, it's pretty cool. It's you're looking at her like that's mine, and it's a weird feeling.
It's an indescribable joy.
The joy. Yeah, I don't know if any other joy, maybe apart from winning the NRL Grand Final, would match it. I'm yet to do that. So it was an incredible feeling, and my life's just been so much better since.
And if we asked Osha, how are you measuring up as a dad?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm great. I guess I'm just a silly one, quite immature, and can make Lola laugh pretty easily from doing anything. So I like to say I'm pretty good help. I don't know how I'll be a help during pre-season in a week's time, but I like to say I'm pretty good.
Through all those highs and lows of your footy career, Osha's been by your side the whole time.
Yep.
And obviously that's culminated in your recent wedding, which was very private. Can you share any details of that with us? Are you comfortable with it?
I was actually pretty happy. So Osha started getting quotes on a big wedding, and it's most girls' dream is having a big fancy wedding and getting dolled up, and I just thought that's going to be her dream and going to cost me a bit. But once we started getting quotes, she kind of just I remember one day she looked at me and goes, "Screw this, we'll just have our immediate family up here in Magnetic Island, and then we'll just surprise everyone at a party whenever we can have the party." I was like, yes, I'm keen. Because everyone cares about just the party, right? A few people care about the ceremony, but everyone wants to just enjoy time together. I was pretty happy about that. Magnetic Island, the 28th, we did it, of October, and it was a beautiful weather, great day. Stayed over there for a couple of nights. My two brothers and their fiancés flew over from England for 2 weeks for it, so pretty grateful for that. Cost them a little bit to do that, but great day. And then a week later, we're at your house having a big party and rewind, and have a screen out, and a few started speaking and just said Osh made a slideshow, and no one really expected it. Everyone thought I was going to get married at yours, but no one really expected the surprise wedding, and the video was pretty cool, and when it started glitching in and out.
People absolutely lost their mind when it flicked over to the wedding, and they started screaming, and it was just hysteria. It reminded me of the footage of the Beatles back in the 60s. It was just crazy. The girls in particular absolutely just went nuts. That was pretty cool. It was
awesome. Yeah, it was something new. I don't think any of them have experienced something like that. So it was pretty cool, and I think it made the night so much better. Just everyone's mood just went skyrocketed, and we had a good time.
Yeah, that's 2 incredible off seasons, mate. What's planned for the next off season?
Oh, there is actually something planned, not on my behalf, but I think I'm going to have to go overseas. Actually, I'm hoping to play for Germany.
Really?
Yeah, actually, that's what I want to do. Hopefully, my brother Josh and I can go play for Germany next year and try and make the World Cup.
Yeah, nice. That's different. Okay, we'll change tact a little bit, mate. And if we go back again to the start of your footy career, and let's score yourself out of 1 to 10, 1 being terrible and 10 being incredible. How would you rate your financial well-being when you started your footy career?
Look, when I went to Melbourne, obviously I was on a 20s contract, and probably the first time I just moved away from home, so I was living with a homestay. Obviously cooked me had all the food there for me, and when you start getting more money than what I was getting, $100 a week working in the entrance as a dish pig, and then a couple of grand a month. I guess I got a bit excited with the money, and I was pretty good at saving. I'd send a little bit of my money to my mum, but I guess the money that I had, I was just spending it, eating out all the time, or going to the pub, and I probably could have been better, I'd say. I was pretty good, I'd say, with giving money to mum. I just don't think that could last forever, not having your own money and looking after it.
Yeah, speaking of mum, what's one thing that you learned from your parents about money?
Mum's pretty tight, so I guess being a tight ass.
So you've inherited that tightness. Your teammates think you have.
I wouldn't say I'm a tight ass when it comes to. I just don't buy unnecessary things now. Like when I go out for dinner, I'll make sure I have a good time. I'll go to I'm not tight like that, but I don't buy unnecessary expensive things. I only just recently purchased my first car, like an expensive car. So I'm not tight, but I just try and buy things that I need.
So what does money mean to you?
I don't know if I've ever thought about what it meant to me. I just, I understand that the money that I'm getting at the moment doesn't last forever, and to invest that somehow because I don't like working hard. In saying that, like working hard, I mean, I don't have any admiration of getting on the tools or just hard labour. You know, I think I'm doing hard enough labour at the moment during rugby league, and I don't see myself, you know, wanting to do that after. So I want to be smart, and I always knew where I wanted to invest my money. I always liked the idea of property. I guess that's where you come into it, and Galaxy, and obviously I didn't have the expertise of where to invest in property, and I needed, you know, people around me to help me with that. That's where you come into it, mate.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, so I suppose, you know, we've had a good result for you with the first property.
Yep.
You know, it's practically doubled.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a nice result, because you can't save that sort of result, can you?
Nah.
You can't. That's set that sort of money that property can make it by just having a set and forget strategy like that works, I suppose. So that's a pretty good feeling to get started on and have a result like that straight off the bat.
Well, yeah, I was like, what, 22 or something, and that happened, and yeah, you're 22-year-old and that happens, you're pretty stoked and very happy with, you know, the outcome of it all, and you know, I guess that also just, you know, made me rethink the idea of, you know, how, I guess, successful property can be for you. Really, very rarely deviates too much, and, you know, over time you always see properties just been going up and up. So
yeah, and from my point of view, it's really important that you're empowered to understand your own finances.
Yep.
So would you feel working with us has helped you with that? And, you know, again, that same question I asked earlier, do you feel like on that scale of 1 to 10 that you're in a much better place now than when we started?
yeah, definitely.
Started your career?
Yeah, definitely. Well, when I started, I'd probably say money-wise, how I looked after it, it might have been about a 5, but now I'd say I'm about an 8. Yeah, I'm very kind of, now that Osha, who's also, I look after her and Lila, she's not working, so I'm a bit more stricter as well with the bank account, the savings, and watching what she's buying. And so yeah, obviously there's needs that you need for Lila and herself, but yeah, she's pretty good as well. So yeah, I'm getting a lot better at looking after money, and now obviously I've got a few more loans to take care of, so got to be a bit more smarter there as well.
Yeah, cool. And what are your ambitions on the field moving forward?
First and foremost, win a premiership. It's the goal. You know, you work your backside off from November, you know, through to August, and hopefully play September footy. So yeah, you know, those guys you're with every day, you want to win a premiership with them. Rep footy obviously is always a dream. I've said it before last year that, you know, that Blues jersey is, you know, is Teddy's until he doesn't want it anymore, I believe. What he's done for the state, he's the captain and he deserves, you know, the jersey. But look, I'd love to put the sky blue on one day, have, you know, number 1 on my back or number 17, but I don't really see myself as a bench player, so it'll more than that be, yeah, hopefully have a number 1 jersey on my back one day at Drinkwater. You know, one game, you know, in that arena would make me, you know, very satisfied, and then, yeah, that's kind of just where I'm looking at the moment. But yeah, just the premiership. I just want to have a good, consistent year and win a premiership.
Yeah, great, mate. And I understand that you still get back to the Sharks, so you obviously follow the Terrible Sharks here, support you enormously online, socials and things like that.
Yep.
And you get back and support them from time to time as well, I understand.
Yeah, I try to. I get asked most years to do the awards night for the juniors or the awards day. This year I couldn't do it, I was getting married. So I had bigger things to do. But yeah, they obviously are enormous. They always support me and yeah, post some Instagrams of me and stuff when I'm doing well. And you know, a lot of my mates, you know, kind of still play for that club and captain coach, second grade and stuff. So yeah, it's good. It's good that they support me, and yeah, I love getting around them.
There's been some good players pulling the Sharkies jerseys over the years. Speedy boys playing the NRL and Dico.
Connor Watson played there for a few years, but yeah, it's been a few, you know, around my age group, yeah, played down there, and then obviously my brother and Timmy Maltson's a bit older, he played there as well.